I have one simple question for y'all. What sound does a robot make?
It really depends on the machine.
Our drivetrain's kind of terrifying. Like when
it's like it gets really loud sometimes.
It's like very clanky.
Yeah.
So there's no.
I was thinking like beep boop bop, you know, like.
Well, see, that's like one that like has like a self-conscious.
Yeah.
Battle droid.
It really just depends on if we're falling or not. Sometimes if we fall, our robot kind of makes a different noise, but
Yeah, and you sort of go all the way across the field. You know, it's
yeah.
enjoyable.
Hello and welcome to the Ramcast. I'm your host Savana with host Luther. We also have a couple of other people back here in our crowd. Yeah, good job at waving, guys. You're great. And then we also have our RoboCast members, if they will introduce themselves.
Jade?
Cristian Gonzalez.
And Cassie White.
I'm Hayden Williamson.
We are very excited to have you guys here today. So, how, kind of in simple words, how's your day been today?
Well, nothing exploded, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, I'd say my day was pretty good too.
I had to make up a math test from whenever we went to competition, so it's kind of sad, but
I got to annoy Cassie during her test, but I mean, I'm caught up in the calculus now.
Well, since you brought up competitions, you know, since you've just completed a competition, how to go and how do you feel about it?
It went well. It's honestly the best our team's ever done. In our qualifications, we got ranked 5th.
out of 37 teams, so it was actually pretty good.
But once we got into the playoffs, it kind of turned into a mess.
We got drop kicked very quickly.
Our robot fell twice.
I was publicly embarrassed a couple times. That was very enjoyable. But
Hayden got to do push-ups in front of everybody.
Yeah, in front of a few thousand people. That was very nice. No, it went really well. It was a good time. I mean, we did our best, and that's all we could do.
Well, I think you guys should be very proud of 5th out of 37. That's amazing.
Thank you.
We were placed first for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then we lost the match, so.
Well, I know Luther's got a question or two on his mind.
I have a really, this really confused me, in a way, I guess you could say. What is the process of naming a robot, and do you name robots?
We do name our bots, so.
What's your favorite bot name?
Well, I
Space
don't.
Guillotine.
Definitely Space Guillotine.
Yeah, that was
Freshman
our
year,
freshman year
2019.
for 8th grade year.
I didn't know about the robotics team then.
So, question, if legally we can talk about it, what's the name? What's the story behind that name? I'm really curious.
So our robot had this big elevator, right? And it had this box of aluminum. And we had it raised up and we were doing work on it. And the person holding the chains slipped a little bit and it fell a good 4 feet. And it almost took off Foster's head.
Oh boy!
Like French Revolution style.
Oh
So where did the space in there come from?
Well, because
it was space related that year.
Yeah, it was called Deep Space. So that's Space Guillotine.
It makes sense
It makes
now.
Yeah.
Sounds beautiful. Honestly, sounds gorgeous. So, teams are organized kind of in this school, like the clubs have different teams inside of them. Like in ours, we don't really have a team, but we're just kind of the AV club. So, how is your guys' team organized?
Well, we actually have like an officer system to begin with. We've pretty well got a few different departments. We've got business, I'm sure, design, manufacturing, programming, finance,
PR.
and PR, and
Don't forget about outreach.
No, outreach. Our outreach officer isn't here. So we actually have 4 or 5 of the officers here. So we have the CEO, I'm the chief financial officer, Cristian is the chief operations officer, and Jade is the public relations officer. So that's mainly, we split off kind of like that. We all have like our own types of departments, and then we all work in different departments as well. So.
I know you have another question down there.
How do competitions in the robotics work? Is it like, how is it structured?
well, basically, I mean, you have your basic regionals like There's one in Peoria every year. We go to the St. Louis one. That's our closest one. And then basically, if you win that regional, you get to go to Worlds, which this year is hosted in Houston. Which we didn't, but
It's kind of sad. But the actual competition itself, so there's 2 days of competition and a practice day before them. The first day is just qualification rounds. So you're paired with random robots. There's 3 teams on each alliance, and then the alliances go against each other. So there's 6 robots on the field at a time. And so during qualifications, it's just random pairing, and that's how you get the ranks. And then on Saturday, the first part of the day is qualifications, and then the second part of the day is the actual tournament where you pick your alliances, and that's what you stick with throughout the rest of the tournament.
I know
That
that
makes
you
sense.
guys have got a couple questions back here. Would you like to indulge in a little bit
Want to go first?
of limelight?
Okay. Wait, what question? We're at the how do competitions work, right? Which one are we at?
The green one.
The one that says Shawna's question?
Yeah, that might have been a good answer to that. Do you guys believe that robots will take over in the future?
do you want the serious answer or like the funny answer?
Why don't give them both, you know?
Yeah.
Like, my serious answer is no. Like, there are some things that robots can't do, like, especially with, like, thinking creatively. Like, robotics as a whole is based around STEM. I mean, like, it's a lot of engineering, and engineering requires creativity. Creativity is not really something that you can program. Like, granted, there are AIs that think, but they just go over data that's already been created. They just research stuff that's already been created. They don't actually, like, think. Funny answer is it's basically just going to be, you know, Skynet, like Terminator style. I mean, like, we've got posters around the school that like have like a picture of Terminator on them, and like it
Join
says like
robotics.
do you want to know how to survive the robot apocalypse? But yeah, it's gonna happen.
We might have a question
Do
back
any of the
there as
other
well.
of you?
Do you wanna? Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll ask your
That's
question
kind of
for you.
That's kind of my problem too. I cannot see. I'm blind.
But their question was, what does the word robot actually mean?
Honestly, I would probably say that robot is a newer term. Something that does a thing. Right?
There you go.
It's very descriptive.
You build a robot and it does a task.
That's very specific.
That
It's
just
super
sounds
specific.
like legalized slavery.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Technically, we're all
Let's
robots.
go.
We can't get demonetized!
Sorry.
Hey, man, it's alright.
YouTube
The
content
AV
anyways.
YouTube channel is not monetized yet.
But
Is that wood?
I don't
Oh yes,
think it is.
that word was used for educational purposes.
Yes.
um,
Yes, okay. So, I'm actually really curious about this one. Why do the Robo-Rams get another mascot while we have our other school mascot that, you know, is the actual school mascot?
because we're technically not even part of the school, to be honest.
We just work in the school.
We work in the school, but other than that, like other than having a place to work and like the insurance for the kids, we raise our own money. We fundraise. We have our own separate fundraisers, and I mean, we don't like. It's not like basketball where they compete around here. This year we even went to Tallahassee. To compete, and all of that was fundraised by us with no support from the school. The only place, like I said, the only thing is like the insurance and a place to work, and then like our bank accounts here.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds interesting about like going to Florida, like completely going from Illinois all the way to Florida.
Alabama never ends.
It's really, half of the trip was in Alabama. It was so bad.
Mississippi this winter, and
Yeah.
going from opening Mississippi all the way to Gulfport
Like,
is
It's
an entire
terrible.
day.
The
Yeah.
wrong trip during a family vacation. We ended up in Indiana. We thought we would never get out. My brother
Yeah.
ended up being told, and it wasn't even his car that he got told for. That was the worst part.
But no, like with the whole Florida thing, one thing that I'm glad that I could say is that we are like the only club here at Mount Vernon that can, take kids that have never been, out of state never seen the ocean. I mean, we took 16 kids this year to, Tallahassee, Florida, and then we spent a day on the beach, and they really, didn't have to pay, the only thing they had to pay for was their t-shirt, which was like $20.
And if they wanted to buy extra things at the beach, that was all they had to pay for.
Hayden bought a humongous shark plushie.
So did Jade. Hayden and Jade bought the same shark.
Because I bought it, and then he was like, I want my own.
Yeah. And another thing with our
See,
mascot.
I wanted that shark, and then you justified it.
Yeah. Another thing with our mascot is we got to name it ourselves. We actually named it this year. His name's Derek. Thanks to Hayden. We were like, what's a good name? And Hayden just says, Derek. And it stuck, so.
And history was made.
Yes.
No, it was really odd because that day, it was very awkward. For a solid week, my friend that lived in Olney, where I used to go to school at, randomly moves here for a solid week. And his name was Derek Metter, and he moves here for a week. And I just see him in the halls, and I'm so confused. And then a week later, he's like, "Yeah, I moved." and that's just I don't know why, but that was one of the days he left, and I was just like, Derek.
Derek.
In memory of
memory.
Derek.
In his memory.
If you're seeing this, Derek, you're named after a ram.
He's not.
No, the Ram's named after him.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
I be confused right now. I was like, what?
So Luther, would you like any more questions?
What goes into programming robots?
We are the 4 wrong people to ask.
Yeah.
We are completely wrong.
It's called a little bit of sorcery, and a little bit of our programming
magic.
mentor, bless his heart, who just dies a little bit inside every year, figuring it out again.
Yeah,
Our programming department is completely new this year.
It's all freshmen.
They're all freshmen.
All
yeah.
of them graduated last year, so.
We all just really call it space magic.
Yeah.
That's pretty well whenever
I didn't know that fantasy went into sci-fi.
whenever we break or whenever we talk about our motors, we don't want to break them because we don't want to release the magic smoke.
Yeah.
Because if you run a motor too hard, you'll release some of that space magic in a smoke.
You don't want to
Yeah.
nail
You
that.
don't want to do that.
And it doesn't smell good either.
That's the phi part of sci-fi. The fiction part of science fiction, then. Since you guys called magic, well then we'll just go with the fiction part of it.
No, but actually don't run the motor too hard, it will break.
It does smoke. There were
Actually.
a couple of robots at competition that their motors were just smoking.
I think
Toasty.
we
Yeah.
smoked a motor this year, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well, we
Kind of.
was the one where the pin came out. Was
Yeah.
that- yeah.
Would you guys like to ask any questions?
Sure.
Can you see them?
No.
What about
Bennett? Yeah, do your job.
Whoever this one, jeez. I am doing my job.
What are some of the materials you use to make these bots?
Metal.
A lot of aluminum.
A lot of it.
A lot of aluminum and a few $100 worth of polycarbonate.
So
Yeah.
ends.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah,
recycle your cans. Maybe
recycle.
someday it'll be a robot.
Yeah.
We do recycle the frame every year.
Yeah, we recycle
After
every
the pipe-
robot.
after the robot.
Our last frame ended up in the bed of my truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
We might have thrown it.
We did.
Just say
we're not going to admit to anything.
It could have. It could have easily been ran over a couple times and still been good. So
yeah.
we didn't stress test that part, but it was good. It was good.
Since we're on the subject of robots and building them, what do you guys think? If any of you can actually remember this, because I know there are a couple of kids who actually don't know the original iCarly, but do you guys remember Spencer's robot?
Yes,
Yeah.
the soda can.
What do you guys think about that, real quick? I'm just really curious.
It's beautiful.
It was amazing.
That's an icon of my entire
It's hard to
childhood.
put into words. I always wanted a miniature version of it in my room.
Exactly.
make one.
Let's do it.
I just created a really dangerous idea. I'm sorry.
Turn a mini fridge into Foster's room into it.
I'm sorry, Mr.
I
Foster.
have a mini fridge soda can, but I don't know if the can would be allowed in school.
I'm very
It may
sorry.
be a Budweiser can.
I'm very sorry,
Oh.
Mr. Foster, if you're seeing this. I gave them a really bad idea. Please don't blame me.
You might not want Spencer's robot. His stuff seems to like blow up. and
It
light
did,
on fire.
yeah.
That was the only thing that didn't really blow up.
It was.
It was.
Everything else would
I feel
like.
like it did blow up in an episode, but I feel like
Yeah.
it was always
How
back.
funny would it be if it just blew up randomly? though?
Back to next episode.
Blames a freshman for it.
What would you say to a kid who's looking to join Roborams?
Do it.
It's a really great decision.
Like, join. Like,
Don't
no.
let your dreams be dreams. Just do it.
Is it a cult like theater?
no.
It's more or less a family.
You can get out of it. So
Yeah.
you like
You'll
if
be sad
no, like,
if you
I can't
do.
get out of theater.
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to just join and then like just see what it's about, you can do that. There were a couple people that came for like 2 weeks and they're like, this isn't for me. So and then they just stopped coming. So it's not like you have to join and then stay. It's
Which there is a place for everyone. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like with most clubs, like with FFA, like, you know, that you have to be a farmer and all that. It's,
I'm in FFA, but I do not work with plants and or animals.
well, it's a stereotype.
Well,
Yeah, that's
it's a
like-
stereotype.
I think we're gonna start having some kind of club war in this school where it's
there already
mainly
is
just
one.
Hey, in episode 9 of the Ramcast, we
That's what I was gonna say.
specifically asked FFA if you have to be a farmer, and they said no. Just
But no, I was just gonna mention.
They're wrong.
I would like to clarify. Like,
As
There's
I was,
already a war. Don't
like-
worry.
yeah, there is.
D-building.
like I was gonna say, we're gonna have a big old war down, starting in D building, coming all the way down here, all the way down to drama.
No. please.
I feel like that's just what's gonna happen next year or the end of this year because
Just-
it sounds like it because the art department's about to start throwing hands with the music department. I'm
Oh.
getting a little scared.
We're about to, I will admit that the Roborams are about to throw hands with Miss Mazzo.
No.
Wait. Now I want the backstory to this.
Okay, so
drama.
there's been a lot of people on the robotics team that have like been sucked into theater and they just never come back.
Connor's.
So, not to name names.
This is getting spicy.
I'm in the art department most of the day. I didn't hear we were having a war with the music department.
Here, I'll explain. So for anybody who hasn't watched the episode that we did with Jade, for the episode that people haven't watched with Mateka, he basically started talking about how Parks and Rec, he was talking about Parks and Rec and then The Office and which one was better. Gholson proceeded to burst in and they were talking about it really loudly for quite a while. I would say go watch it because it's much better. It's much, much better than how I'm explaining it. But I'm pretty sure we're going to start having a civil war next year between mainly the art department and the music department, and it's going to eventually lead into FFA versus Roborams.
like we are going. This is going to be a world, like a school war.
School,
Woman.
WW school.
So should we give our opinion on,
Tell me about it when
Parks and
I'm
Recreation in my office?
I will. I'll keep you in contact. I'll write you Dear Jane notes, all right? You'll write me Dear John.
No wars.
So I'll pass this back. We get back to our regularly scheduled questions.
Can I clarify on one thing about the FFA? It's the stereotype, same like because like usually like when we talk about robotics, we assume the stereotype that they think we're all nerds.
Nerd.
Which I mean, we're not wrong. Like it's not.
Club.
Oh, we don't take being called a nerd badly though. But yeah, pretty much if you want to join Roborams, if you're thinking about joining, just do it.
You'll carry those skills
Just
for the
do it.
rest of your life.
Yeah, do it.
Cool. Less free time. Yay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's kind of weird having a life now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season.
We were free and
I
like
have
it was
rights?
weird. Yeah, no, we were talking yesterday in the hallway, and I was like, Chris, you're just gonna like come into a wall that you just can't go through, like an invisible wall. We're just gonna be like, let me out. We just trapped in the school.
What should a newcomer expect from like the club or the people in it?
Oh boy.
That's
To
very
work.
comforting silence.
We're really hype.
it's very hard to expect anything because it does differ year by year.
Yeah.
Because like this year, we relatively like 60% of our team is like freshmen, so their experience is going to differ from whenever next year, whenever the majority of them are sophomores and all these different freshmen, or like whenever new freshmen come. So, I mean, just don't be scared if you're gonna join. Just like try to have fun. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and expect to actually be doing something. A lot of the times, people are like, "Oh, you guys probably just sit around and watch a robot." Like, do, and it's a lot more than just watching. Yeah, there's a lot of hands-on stuff.
What was the hardest challenge you faced while preparing the robot?
Somebody deleted all of my motor files on CAD. It was a freshman, and I don't think he realized he did it. But no, he's a programmer. But I was able to recover them. But I about had a heart attack because all of my motors were gone.
He said who was
No, we are not outing people.
It was his mom's a teacher, so
We are not outing him, especially if he's a teacher.
you guys, everybody should know.
Kids, who has a student?
We are not outing people on this show today.
For your
We've had
fun at
enough
home,
drama.
now you can do process of elimination.
Yes.
So, Luther, I know you have a question or two here and there.
What are some terms used by people in the robotics community?
Magic spoke.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake, yes.
Cheesecake is basically where you get this really powerful alliance that like has built extras for its robot, and you take they pick someone who is a very like low alliance, and they'll take that piece and cheesecake it onto it, and basically you have a robot that's like god tier. I mean, even though like their robot didn't move for the entirety of the competition.
There's also Swiss cheesing.
I feel like there's some
Swiss
personal
cheesing.
vendetta against that.
Yeah, there's a Swiss cheesing.
Your robot can only be so heavy, but if your bot is overweight,
You start drilling the heck out of it.
yeah,
You just drill holes in
you
it.
just drill a bunch of holes.
That's
in it
why
till
it's called Swiss cheese.
not
So you just
moving.
Yeah, we might have had to do that to our bumpers.
They're called speed holes.
Speed holes.
Speed holes.
To let more air in.
And make the robot.
And now I
Yes.
know why cars put a bunch of holes in the car.
Yeah.
That's why there's a bunch of gaskets and, pipes and such.
Make sure to put holes in the wheels.
We do not endorse putting holes in your friend's wheels for aerodynamics.
Do not ever put holes in somebody's wheels,
Me putting
please.
a hole in my oil pan to make it go.
So, Luther, I know you
Man,
have
put holes in my brakes so my car stops faster.
Yeah,
Would that work?
definitely.
Is that how it works?
No, just cut it.
Cut it in half, aerodynamic, like weight reduction.
So, Luther, I know you have another question that we need to get through.
What is the most accurate sci-fi movie you have that relates to robotics?
Terminator.
That was not the one I was expecting.
I was expecting it. He mentioned earlier that if robots took over the world, it would be Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Martian.
What's the Martian?
I've
was it
heard
Matt
that.
Damon. Was it? I can't remember.
The one way we
Basically,
rescued
like-
Matt Damon again.
Basically, this astronaut gets trapped on Mars, and he has to like survive for so long to, whenever the Earth people come and save him.
But
And
didn't they plan on not coming to save him?
they did plan on not coming to save him, and then they saved him.
Let's not go save our guy that we got up at Mars.
but
He's fine.
I just think of like the struggle about robotics. Like robotics is build season is a struggle. So our build season used to be 6 weeks, and then we'd have like a bag day where we'd literally take this giant bag, put it over our robot, and wouldn't touch it.
Until competition.
They got rid of that, and now it just went on for 3 months. And
It was so long.
It was horrible. Well, it wasn't horrible. It was just very tiring, because we'd be, the only days we wouldn't be at the school until like 8 o'clock at night would be Wednesdays and Sundays. But
Yeah. On Saturdays, we would get here at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning?
9 o'clock in the
And
morning.
wouldn't leave till like really late.
It's it was supposed to be 3, but
A lot of us
we
wouldn't leave.
There were times where I didn't leave until like 7 or 8.
A lot of
It's
10
not
hours.
worse than theater. Technically, I'm not supposed to have a spring break. Technically, I'm supposed to stay here.
Oh.
What do theater people even do now? Like at the Alvarez?
Popcorn Pete.
Popcorn Pete.
Oh, I love
and
Oh, I
popcorn
heard.
tea.
It's a
Yeah.
bunch of little skits. There's this clown. You
I
gotta
love popcorn tea.
do whatever with it.
Bennett.
Yes.
All right. That's from Gholson.
But Gholson didn't do anything. He's.
Yeah, he typed on the teleprompter.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Yes.
he said, "Bennett, shut up."
Shut up!
Basically. So, Shawna, would you like to go on with the next questions?
Yes, I would. Do the Roborams sell robots? Because apparently Mr. Gholson really wants one named Clanky.
Well, him and Luther.
Yeah.
Clanky.
Okay.
We don't sell them, but we can direct you to where you could buy them.
Or join the robotics team. Make it yourself.
And then
Could I call him
I
Clanky?
Yes.
How important is RGB?
Can I say who came up with this question?
You guys keep like reading the questions before we can even say them, so it's really
Well, no, I just-
That's how, that's how a lot of our brains work. We're just like,
Can we say real quick who came up with this question?
who?
Okay, so I will not name names.
No naming names, guys.
So this was like a few weeks or like a week before competition, and we were like stressing to get the robot programmed and everything and tested. And then we have this one person come in and just, I want to put LEDs on the robot. Can I go put LEDs on the robot? And,
No, he was working on it for like 3 weeks.
And he was literally like, we're just trying to like drive the robot. And he just comes over and starts like picking at the LEDs, trying to fix it.
LEDs.
And then even when we got to competition,
They didn't work.
They didn't work, and they
We just had
sat
LEDs
there
on our robot.
And yeah,
Yeah, it was a good thought. It was a good thought.
we did have a sticker on the bottom of our robot that said
Airbags will not deploy. And one from Florida that we bought.
Can I ask one more question real quick? I'm curious. What is the difference between a robot and a droid?
Droids like Star Wars.
Is there a difference?
Droids are we talking
Well, because
about Star Wars?
like whenever you like think of a droid, you immediately
Android.
think Star Wars. Like when you think robots, you think like Terminator.
Okay.
Like
By droid, I mean like an android.
Like
the phone.
probably
Like-
humanoid-looking robot.
like Dragon
with
Ball
humanoid
type, like
thinking,
android?
etc.
Yes, sure.
Well, that looks like a human and walks like a human. It's
Yeah.
actually really hard to
Ours,
make
like,
a
only have
robot
wheels.
bipedal.
Yeah, because I remember they were recently trying to do those, and they
But they were
did
trying
the
to do it with
dog-like ones,
4
and they did
legs.
create one
Speaking
that
of
was
that,
double.
we actually had one of those dog ones at the.
It was really
robotics
cool.
You know,
competition.
like the, you know,
it
like
was
the
so
Boston
cool.
Dynamics dogs.
Yes.
Like the
Yeah.
ones, like the
Awesome.
yellow, like ones that like that look really realistic.
It's insane how
they were.
smooth the
It,
movement
it was
is.
crazy. Like,
It was dancing.
It's also pretty cute.
yeah, the university that
Now I want to
Mizzou.
name
Mizzou,
Sparky.
they brought like one of those Boston Dynamics dogs, and we were very disappointed when it didn't do a flip because they didn't have it on the right program.
Yeah, everybody was like, jump, and they were like, it's not on the right program. And we were like, then put it on the right program.
It was insane.
Is it like changing a TV program?
Because like
Exactly.
you look at it and like you've only seen it in videos and stuff, and you're like, man, that can't be that smooth. And then you see it and it moves. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
it's
really
ridiculously smooth.
It's bigger
I
than
mean,
you'd think too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was insane.
And then there was just a dude driving it with like an iPad. He was just like, just making it
He's like,
dance.
go left.
Yeah.
You had to take like a 90-minute course on how to drive it.
Yeah, he said that was to learn the basics
Learn the
of it.
basics.
We have a phoned-in question, and it's like, what's the rule about robots that are too much like humans? Sorry, I'm shouting. It's all in
It's all in
caps,
caps.
man. And it says the canny divide or something.
I mean,
Gholson, did you mean the canny valley? The uncanny valley?
Uncanny valley.
Can you divide?
Uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is the canny divide. Like
vibe or something.
I just hear him go, that's it.
Yeah. So, what's the rule about robots that are looking too much like humans to the point where it's uncanny.
I think we haven't run into that problem yet.
No, it'd be kind of weird if we did.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there hasn't been a competition. Like there hasn't been like a realism competition.
I say
yet.
let's make it look as creepy as possible.
Like
Yeah.
That would be good. Uncanny.
Why don't you guys
is
just
creepy.
make Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic?
like synths from like Fallout.
Ooh, synths are very cool. Also, we're totally not nerdy at all talking about video games and Star Wars. Not at all.
No, no,
at all.
no.
So
I will take being a
She's
geek
actually-
with
She's
pride.
actually never watched Star Wars.
Who?
You haven't?
Watch
God.
them. Now.
Go
okay, no,
watch
no,
it.
no.
Watch it before it was
Gonzalez.
released.
She literally came to school in a Star Wars shirt.
Okay, there was a Star Wars Day, you know, like I bought one for that, and then it's just sitting in my closet. I'm like, I'm gonna wear it. But no, I've tried watching Star Wars. I fell asleep.
And
What
like, the
episode did you start on?
I was the first one that was ever
Start
made.
on like 3.
The first
Start in
hour,
release order.
like the first hour, like the first 5 minutes of baby camp, I immediately call her out on it.
And I tried watching The Mandalorian, but I fell asleep during the first episode of
So,
that.
Don't worry. The Mandalorian made me go to
You
sleep.
fall asleep during
As a Star Wars fan.
You literally go to bed
So,
at 8 o'clock.
guess what?
Go to sleep.
Guess what, guys? I think it's time for a drum roll.
My rings made
Am
that
I
way
going
worse.
to be able to hold this microphone and do this? I don't know.
Maybe.
Here, I'll try and help you with the
Here,
cord.
do you want to hold the microphone up to my face?
You
Okay,
hold the
stand-
microphone up
stand
there.
here. Okay, Cassie obviously knows this question.
Hot knows.
Yeah. So, for everybody who doesn't know, this is the hot dog board. These are all the answers to the question which I'm about to ask you. Basically, do you guys think a hot dog is a sub or a sandwich? You can answer one of these on here, or you can come up with your own answer.
Is soup an answer?
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
No, actually, I do believe it's a sandwich.
Okay.
You are the first person
Ding,
to
ding, ding,
answer.
ding! We have a winner!
Wow.
You get a great prize!
Oh, I think I know what the prize should be. Hold on.
Oh my god.
A word from our sponsor.
No, you can't give it to
I
Rick.
don't want
I know,
the
I'm
brick.
not
Just
giving
throws
him
it at you.
He can sign it.
A word from our sponsor.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a word from our sponsors too. Let's go. Here, just take it.
It's a brick.
No, it's not a brick, it's the brick.
Yeah.
Brick.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, I guess back to this. Cassie.
I think it's more or less a taco. Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's a taco.
No, everybody thinks it's a hot
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, like my reasoning with the sandwich is that usually, like when I put the hot dog on there,
It just
like
breaks.
the bread just breaks and it just immediately turns into a sandwich.
Well,
That's true.
Yeah.
Plus, if you put like the ketchup and stuff on the bun, it doesn't really get everywhere. Like there's less of a chance for it to get everywhere. So
Your
The
turn.
philosophy of what category of food it goes in is very
isn't a sub a
hard.
sandwich?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
It's a type of sandwich, but it's kind of weird. It's a
Don't
weird
ruin my
sub-sandwich.
That's
question.
like getting into like
Who cuts their hot dogs in
gyros and
half
stuff like that. Like
to make us up?
You don't need to. You
Cut
can
the
put it
hot
to the
dog
side.
long ways.
Yeah.
And then you have one on top, one on bottom.
Okay.
Man, why haven't we brought the culinary people in?
Yeah.
The culinary people would be the experts on it.
Yeah, they would. I guess that would be too easy.
what,
No, we got
what does
recommend.
no mean?
Casey, no. We have a.
Oh yeah, that's the amount of times Casey has tried to kill me for asking this question.
And then she ran off and all the Casey, no!
I say taco.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, why'd you do that? Why didn't you cross it?
I'm sorry, we do not work with math here, so we don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright, you ready for this, Shawna?
yes. We're all
You
ready.
ready?
Yeah.
Your director formally abstains.
What?
Can you do that?
English. Okay, English.
No brick. No brick for
No
Jade.
brick signing for you, sir.
Yeah, no.
Brick.
Already signed the
Let's
So-
make a song about brick next.
No.
We need to.
So, we just put a no wait, there's already a no category. You can put him in there. He
Okay.
abstains, so he said no.
No.
That's
Okay.
it.
No.
Okay,
So,
we got it.
Sponsored by Brick.
as your prize, you get to sign brick.
The brick.
No, we can't sign him anymore. It's important to the high school, and Mr. Gholson didn't know that.
Important to the old high school. What are they gonna do? Stick it back in the wall that they're gonna take out?
Yes.
Well, actually, they aren't tearing down that high school. They're using it.
Is this a Supreme
Hey,
brand?
let's not talk about the fact that I stole that brick from someplace I wasn't supposed to.
Cut it up and post.
Cut that from the episode, Macie. That's not. It's not going in
Cut
the
it and
episode.
post, Macie.
But this is
Design it,
Greg.
but it's not
We
going
love
on
him.
an
He's
episode.
great. He's got banana guts on this top.
Is this a Supreme brand brick?
No, you need to watch the commercial for
No,
it.
this is brick
If
brand
we put
brick.
a
Greater.
sticker on that brick, we could sell it for like $100.
Yes, we could.
No, you have to
We have
mold
mix
it
home.
into the
We're
brick.
having a silent whenever we're done recording.
I
She's
sized
already
it.
signed it.
Yeah, Cassie already signed it.
It's such a huge
It's so
sign.
good.
Yeah.
So, I think this has been a great
What, can they not see that?
Cut that out! But I think this has been a great episode of the Ramcast. What do you guys think?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Positive feedback.
As most things should be.
So, I have a question for Gholson. What are we interviewing next time?
What are we interviewing?
Joe
We'll be interviewing someone next week. It'll be a surprise, even better.
I think on the schedule coming up we have Drumline.
All right, so hopefully next time,
Drumline.
that we are back on the Ramcast, we will be interviewing the Drumline.
Oh, hey, and mention our new sister podcast, Ramcast Sports Edition.
Oh,
Ramcast Sports
I've just been.
When can I sign up for this?
We're technically a sport.
Guys,
I have the energy for
Guys.
this.
Hold on,
Technically
hold on,
a team.
wait. Let's just call this the first Ramcast Sports Edition because they're a sport. I mean, what?
First Ramcast Sports Edition was this episode. I just learned like 2 seconds ago.
People are probably arguing
But-
that, but I mean, if chess is a sport, then this is a sport. So.
But
Wait.
guess what?
Throwing shade towards chess over here.
This is like
We are at the end of the episode, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and sub like a hot dog. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video very much. This was Savannah, your host, Luther, your host.
Yes.
We have Shawna and Stan back here. And then we have our beautiful hosts. We have our beautiful, our beautiful invitees and guests that will introduce themselves.
I got something to say. Hit that like and sub button harder than brick. Yeah.
The table just breaks.
The table just breaks.
All right.
Well, they got some
Blooper.
thing. Are we done?
No, they gotta do their names.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, and this has been our show where we are liking and subbing like a hot dog.
And a brick.
This has been your host, Savannah, Luther. And then we have our guests over here, our other guests that are special. And then we have our most special guests and invitees that will introduce themselves again.
Jade?
Cristian?
Cassie.
And Hayden.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Good night, folks. That was the news.